So friends, while Donald Trump and his administration continue to lose court cases day after day in trial courts and appellate courts from coast to coast, what does Donald Trump do? Well, he tries to distract us by blathering on about pardons and Autopens and the ever-popular witch hunts. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. Well, friends, Donald Trump just lost in court again. He tried to get an appeals court to block a lower court ruling ordering that his administration had to rehire employees they wrongfully terminated. And he lost. I mean, let's just look at some of today's reporting. This from Forbes. A federal appeals court Monday upheld a ruling ordering the Trump administration to rehire fired probationary staffers at 6 agencies, the latest in a string of court rulings against President Donald Trump and cost-cutting czar Elon Musk. Or this from Axios. The Energy Department, along with the EPA and NOAA, hired back many probationary employees who had been laid off in a round of cuts last month. And friends, why it matters? The step taken Monday is being done to comply with recent court rulings that held the workers' firings were illegally carried out. And friends, those are some real points of light. The courts are standing up to Donald Trump and his corrupt administration, saying much of what they are doing is wrongful, is unlawful, in some instances is unconstitutional, and perhaps the brightest point of light in what we just read is that it looks like when it comes to being ordered to rehire wrongfully terminated probationary employees, the Trump administration is doing what? Complying with that order and rehiring some of those employees. Look, we have been watching and waiting for Donald Trump to plunge us into a true constitutional crisis by defying court orders, and he's flirted with that. That's being litigated presently in a number of cases, but today's reporting is that the administration is complying with the court order directing the administration to rehire employees they wrongfully terminated. I'm going to call that one a beacon of light. So because the news is really bad for Donald Trump today, what does he do? Time to distract. Time to start blathering on about pardons and Autopens and other nonsense. Here's a headline from NBC News. Trump claims Biden's pardons for January 6th committee are void because he used an Autopen. That article begins, President Donald Trump claimed without evidence early Monday that his predecessor's pardons for members of the House Select Committee that investigated the January 6, 2021 attacks on the Capitol are invalid because then President Joe Biden didn't use a real pen. And here is just a little flavor of Donald Trump's unhinged midnight ramblings. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by Autopen. So friends, I'm not going to keep reading that post. You can tell it's just a bunch of blathering bullshit from Donald Trump. Yet another distraction. But let me go back to the NBC News reporting for just a minute. The U.S. Constitution makes clear the president has unique executive powers to issue pardons and makes no provision for subsequent presidents to rescind them for issues relating to the choice of pen or anything else. But friends, rather than just rely on the word of NBC News, let's go to a primary source, the Department of Justice. This is up on DOJ's website. Whether the president may sign a bill by directing that his signature be affixed to it. The president need not personally perform the physical act of affixing his signature to a bill he approves and decides to sign in order for the bill to become law. Rather, the president may sign a bill within the meaning of Article 1, Section 7 by directing a subordinate to affix the president's signature to such a bill, for example, by Autopen. So friends, don't you love it? When the DOJ puts the lie to Donald Trump's Autopen follies. And yet, with the grip Trump has on the gullible, I suspect, we'll soon hear at least some of his supporters regurgitating his nonsensical claims about Autopen's invalidating pardons. But you know what, Donald? You really want to test your theory? Have your dirty DOJ indict somebody who received a presidential pardon and watch and see what the federal judges do with that case. Because, given the steady string of Trump court losses, it's pretty clear that to the federal court judges, like to us, justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.